explaining the status field in the dispute center. The status field is this one. We are in the dispute center right now. The status, but sometimes it's extremely straightforward. But in some cases, you need to know that we have some special, the special functionality for the status that is good for you to know. Basically, you can change the status and to edit by clicking on it and simply selecting another status. Usually, you don't do that manually. It's gonna be done. It's gonna be done automatically, but it's possible, right? It's possible to do it manually. Even more, it's possible to add statuses. We don't recommend that you do that, but it's possible because certainly do not change the name of the ones that we have here because they have an internal functionality that if you change the name, simply is not going to work. So you can add your own if necessary, and that will be done here in the selection lists, and you have the status list. So that would be possible. But what is important, I mean, these are pretty much very easy to understand to do. These are the derogatory item that is to do, that having been printed. The ones that are in progress is when you print them, they will become automatically in progress. So you know, and it's going to be the date of the printing is going to be here, and the follow-up date. Follow-up date is based on the follow-up time that you have here in the follow-up tab. Then when it says ignore, and this is, for example, is important, when it says ignore, and that means one of the two things. Is either, well, first of all, you can put ignore anyone you want. So potentially you can put this one ignore, but the functionality, what it does by putting it ignore is that it's not going to be taken in consideration for disputing, and also they are not going to be shown in the portal, in the client portal. So two things happen when you put it in ignore, but they can be put ignore automatically. And that is when an inquiry, not this one in particular, this is a judgment, but if it was an inquiry and that one was linked to an active account, like a credit card or an auto loan or etc., then it's gonna be put as ignore, and it's not gonna show up because you shouldn't dispute it. Okay. Also, if we have it on hold, also that could be done either manually, as I did, or automatically. When an inquiry is done, is put on hold, the status automatically. That means that the date is older than a year, and so the open date is older than a year. So we recommend not to dispute that inquiry because, well, it's gonna add more inquiries to the mix of derogatory items that you're disputing, and it doesn't affect the score at all. So basically, it goes on the hold. But this one will show in the portal. So that is the difference between ignore and on hold, that the on hold will show. By the way, notice that in the tooltip, because I changed the status, it says status M, meaning manually, when I did it, when it was created. And here, for example, it says status A, meaning automatically, when it was changed, when it was created, when it was printed, and what is the follow-up date. This is important because if you change the data manually, like for example the print on date, this one won't change. So you know, this is for audit purposes, and also for you to see at a glance all this information, okay, and know if you did it manually, if it was automatically done by the system, by the program. Okay, all right. So other things, I mean, other statuses that are important are the no change. So the no change happen automatically when you extract, let's say, the second round. For example, you extract the second round, and the ones in progress change to no change, and a new dispute is created with a different round. I'm going to do an example so you can see, but I'm going to fool the system here because, of course, this is a test report. This is not real. So, but I'm going to change the number of this account. So what I'm doing here for you to consider is that this one is going to be considered as a deletion because obviously this account number is not going to be available in the credit report. This one, yes, it will be available in the credit report. And so you're going to see when I extract right now that this one will become no change, which is an important status. No change. A new one will be created to do with a different round. Now we are in round A, which is round 1, right? And then this one is going to be considered deleted. And a new one, which is another important status, as you can see, we have also status new. So this status new is going to be created for this one because indeed there is one with the number 3 that would be considered new because, well, because it's not here in this set. Okay, so let's see how that happened. So I'm gonna go to the extract report, and I'm gonna simply use the to extract from again from, but it's the same one. Okay, so because I made that change, I'm fooling the system. Okay, so now let's see what happened here. This one that was in progress now is, by the way, the system selects the ones that actually influence, actually the ones that are involved in the extraction only. So for clarity, all right. So right now we have only 13 selected because those are the ones that have been interact with, so to speak. So no change we have, and we have this one to do. This one, which is the one with the number 2, if you remember, this is deleted because apparently, well, it doesn't exist. This one is no change, and a new one was created. This one, it says new. This one is the one that I changed the number, that I tricked the system, so it was created new. Another one that existed as in progress, it became to do on a different round, as you can see, which is a verification of procedure. And you see round B here and round B here. All these, the ones deleted are deleted. And these ones were new, were added new. So basically, that is the way it works. So the main ones you should be aware of and understand what they do. You should not change something manually from in progress to no change, unless it's a very special case. Unless you are very much exactly what you want to do, and you want to avoid the duplication, which is useful because now you have a history of communication with the bureaus or the creditors or the creditors. So in this particular case, you see that it changed automatically 10-5, right? 10-5, and this one was created today. So this one will be available to be printed right now. This one changed automatically today, as you can see, and it has all their data. And this one, again, no change to do. This one was created today, and so on and so forth. So basically, it's good for you because you have a history which is not available anywhere, the history of communication, and your client is going to see all these history in the portal. So they're gonna know that at least you can show effort. Another way to change the status, talking about statuses, in some cases you may want, for whatever reason, okay, for whatever reason, you may want to change. For example, even though these new are gonna be considered as to do for the sense of functionality, it's only new because it came in this particular abstraction. But for example, let's say that I want to change them to do because I wanted to only. Okay, so I don't want to do it one by one. I'm a little bit lazy, so I'm gonna select all the ones new here, right? Show new, or I can go to select dispute, select new here, and select here, for example, from selected or from all. Select from all, select from selected, whatever I want to do, depending on my intentions, which are very, very important. And that's why the tools are very important, that you understand what you do. So in this case, I'm going to do it from all, meaning even the ones that are not showing. So I got these, and I want to change them to do quickly, so to speak. Okay, so I'm going to go to change disputes up here. I have to do, but I may use anything. I want to do it for to do, and then I'm going to change selected. All right, and it's going to be changed and leave you here. So in this case, I could, well, even with new, I will be able to click print, display, dispute, and print them. So whether they were new or to do is the same. But, but in this case, you see that is the change status manually changed today. It was created today, but it was manually changed, in this case, to do. So you have an audit automatically that at least tells you what you did in case you forget or something. And that's pretty much that. So you're gonna going back to the status for just a second to to give you a summary. You have the ability to change manually. Usually it's automatically. Main statuses are the deleted because it's a deletion. The ignore, that means that it's not going to go to the portal. The in progress, then the new that is going to come automatically, the no change that is also changed automatically when you extract, and the dispute, the derogatory item was not deleted, and the one on hold, that means don't dispute it, but um, it's going to be posted in the portal, and obviously the ones to do. By the way, there is also this one, sent to creditor, that automatically will be put in the status when you sent a letter to a creditor, because that one is not a dispute, essentially it's a validation more than anything. So you're going to know that it was sent to the creditor, not the case that you do it manually. It's going to be done automatically when you send a particular letter. So if this one, let's say, this is not part of this mini training, but if this one was a collection CR, meaning that it had that it was for a creditor. You see, it has a validation letter here. The creditor is checked invisibly, but if you put the icons, you're gonna see that it was checked automatically. So the envelope goes to the creditor, and this is green. That means that it has an address. And then, if this is printed right now, if this is printed, it's gonna change to send to creditor. And I can prove that. I'm gonna mark it and print mark dispute. So I don't print the 6. So I'm gonna just print mark disputes. Very easy. And send to creditor. Okay, here is the letter to save it in your hard drive and to print it to your printer. But it's the important thing is that it was changed to send to creditor, and that's why you differentiate. And not only that, it will be possible using the blue arrows to select all the ones that were sent to creditors with one click, for example. Okay, that will be pretty easy to do. Select all the ones from everything in this client. Okay, I hope you liked it. Thank you and enjoy.